So in my other video, I talked about cultivating energy using warming up kind of with weightlifting, then take a cold shower, and then kind of like get in the mirror and try flexing different parts of your muscles at like one at a time, and then combining them, because when you combine them you kind of activate your energy at like a higher octave and at the lower octave. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I thought it froze. So today I want to give like a part two, another technique, something you can kind of, once you can kind of understand that and feel that, you can kind of take that understanding and use it for this. So with this is just kind of like a basic meditation, breathing technique for energy cultivation. So first of all, I probably want to say doing anything is better than doing nothing generally when it comes to this stuff. And there's different tiers, there's different levels of how effective you can do things. So like, for example, usually the most effective sitting posture for cultivating energy is full lotus, which Google it if you're interested and you don't know what it is. Most people into yoga know what it is. And like the second best would be half lotus. And then third best is like either sitting Indian style, just regular cross-legged, or like in a chair with your spine straight up, like not leaning back, but just like sitting straight up and with your feet on the ground. So like either in the chair or sitting cross-legged is kind of like tied. They both do it a little bit differently, but it's just, yeah. So but my point is, back to the original point, is that doing it in like a chair is better than not doing it at all. And then like or doing it in half lotus. If you can't do full lotus, if you're not flexible enough or it hurts, I mean, you could start doing a daily flexibility or weekly flexibility training to get to work to that goal. But it's still worth doing. My thing keeps freezing. I hope it's not fucking up the video. I'll have to check that later. But it's still worth doing, even if you're only doing half lotus. If you can't do full lotus, and if you can't do half lotus or you don't want to do it, it's still good to do it sitting or cross-legged. So now that I got that out of the way, but the actual technique is, kind of start breathing. It's probably different for different people. Like for me, like depending on the time of day and how the energy is like sometimes I'll naturally deep breathe and sometimes I'll naturally have a very, very shallow breath. It almost seems like a breathless state, but of course there is some breathing or else you die. Well, in the super advanced stuff they might say differently, but anyway, so like for me, I kind of force a deep breath when I'm doing the technique if it's not natural. And what you kind of do is focus on doing a Kegel or Kegel. This might have how you might know it. And in yoga, this is called the Mula Bandha. In my cultivation community, we just usually call it squeezing the floor, or something like that. Basically, it's like pelvic floor breathing, deep breathing. It's like, if you don't know anything I'm talking about so far, Kegel or squeezing the floor, it's if you're going to the bathroom, if you're urinating and you chew, and like you still have to go, but you voluntarily stop it and like hold it in. Even though it, like if you have weak muscles, it's gonna hurt and be maybe uncomfortable, or it's gonna be difficult, but you could probably still do it like if you want to, unless you're like elderly or disabled. And they're also kind of like sex muscles, and the stronger they are, the more kind of control and ease you have with them. So basically, you want to do that, and there's different variations, and I'm not going to say one's better than the other right now, but just be breathing, and the most basic thing you can do is just hold that Kegel while you're breathing. for as long as you want, for as long as you can. Um, when I first started, it was hard to do it for more than like 5, 10, 15 seconds. Maybe I get up to 30 seconds, and then, take a break. Take a break for 5 seconds. Take a break for a few minutes. Take a break until the next day, or whatever. If you're not doing this at least like 6 times a week, then you're probably not going to make much progress. And you can't just do it for like a minute a day. But, I mean, there is a point where like there is too much. Like if you do it like over 2 or 3 hours, there's not only diminishing returns, but you kind of can burn up too much energy. But it's probably more worth doing that than nothing at all. But doing it for like 20 minutes a day is not that much. It's not enough to really get the fastest, best benefits, but 20 minutes a day you're still going to get some benefits for sure. Even 5 fucking minutes a day. But the benefits from 20 minutes a day versus 5 minutes a day are going to be much different. And if you have like a decent interest in this, even if you're not like fully committed, or I mean, of course you don't just like dive 2 feet in, you're gonna build up to that. But like for me, it's like maybe I'll do it like 2 times a day, and it's like 15 minutes minimum, maybe 30 minutes if it's a long one. And I mean, I've done them 45 minutes occasionally, and then in like rare circumstances, like an hour plus. But I mean, like, yeah, like 20 to 30 minutes 2 times a day is not that hard to be consistent with if you do it like before and after bed. I find the very best time to do it is like right in the middle of the day, because I feel like it's my peak energy flow, and the flow kind of dies like closer to the middle of the night and before and after bed. But like I said, doing it is better than not doing it, even if it's not the best time or the best technique or best sitting posture. Okay, so yeah, breathing, holding the Kegel, and one way you could do this is like go for like 20 seconds, a little bit less if it's really uncomfortable, and or more if you can, and then go for like 5 to 10 reps, and something like that. And it's like, and what you'll notice with this is within a few days, if not a few days, definitely I'd say a few weeks, is you'll feel more control, more strength in that area, in that like muscle, ease of contraction, and how strong you can contract it and how you can coordinate the contraction. And I want to give some technique variations before I go on to kind of something beyond that and kind of how it works on the energy level. But the other techniques is like you can squeeze the floor, do your Kegel on the inhale portion of the breath, and then release on the exhale portion of the breath, or vice versa. Squeeze while you're exhaling out, and then release and just breathe naturally on the inhale. You could do both of them, rotate it. So do some for a few minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then switch it. I usually do all 3. I like cycle it. I do other things where I cycle it, where I focus my energy towards the bottom of my spine, then towards like the middle, and then towards the top, kind of like that. But that's not here or there for this conversation. But okay, so different techniques. I got over that. And then the last thing I was thinking of talking about today is like what this kind of eventually feels like and how it works with the energy is like similar to my other video, how I say if you squeeze your fists, just your fists and release. You can squeeze your chest, just release, and squeeze both at the same time. When you squeeze both at the same time, you're activating energy at both those levels individually and at a higher octave due to like the resonance creating like maybe I'll look for like a picture or something for next time. But there's concepts or like a wiki page for the scientific term of what this is. And so basically it's like when you're doing the Kegel, it's kind of like you're squeezing and I don't really know what I want to say for this or how to say it, but it's kind of like where you feel the the cream. This is a weird way to say it. The cream, how like the cream of the milk rises to the top. It's kind of like when you're squeezing like different parts simultaneously, but it's like you can feel the energy kind of coalesce mostly at one point. It does not really like that, but you can maybe kind of feel this and understand it. And like that point will kind of go up and down. It'll kind of oscillate, and that's what you kind of want to be going for. I'll have to think about this more, how to explain it better and what it means and things like that. But that's basically it. Try this breathing technique. Yeah. All right. That's it. Now for the rest of the video, I don't know. I'll just probably fuck around if there will be any more. Cause let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Make this like a little diary. What I've done today. What I might want to do is, I did some dancing. Did some stretching. I did some yoga already. Did some horse stance. Some meditation. I got a lot of sun yesterday, so I don't know if I want to get it sun, but was a little sunny when I checked. Might go in the pool, might get some food. I don't know. Probably. I don't really. This is the end. I ended the video a minute ago. This is just like the bonus. I don't know why you're still watching, but okay. I mean, I do miss when I made videos when I was like much younger, like in middle school. I even made them before middle school, but in middle school, and maybe the beginning of high school, but probably at least middle school. This was the thing. Made them with different friends, and they were really entertaining for me and my friends at the time, and funny and really creative, and like I remember doing like kind of like movies I made, and like I made like 3 main ones I remember in my mind that I actually like finished, and I remember each was kind of like had much more production value than the last, and like that third final one I remember is with me and my best friend, and we called it the Natrix because it was like a remake of the Matrix. So out of the 3, it was the less, we just copied the other ones. The other ones we just totally made up, but this one we just based it off the movie. But it was kind of also like the funniest and had the most production value. So, and there's so much stuff on the internet these days. People making videos for all different sorts of kind of things, and it seems like a cool thing to do. It's kind of discouraging when you like, it's like you have this idea, oh, it would be so cool to have these followers, get a lot of views, and you don't get any views. So it's like, why am I doing this? But it's like, I don't know. These questions can be good. Why you do anything in life? You can go deep and deep and deep and confuse yourself. And I think that is, in a weird way, very healthy. And I think it's good to go deep, but also sometimes keep doing your non-deep stuff. And that by thinking about these deep questions, asking yourself, why am I doing this? Or, you know, going deep in general, and then you can kind of use that as a reference point of like what in your life is most important. Because you kind of, if you get caught up in things like, I don't know, playing games with friends, eating ice cream, drugs, and it's like you say to yourself, oh, I like all these things, and it's like I like them all in different ways. I don't know which one I value the most. The more you can ask yourself the deep stuff, then you can kind of realize like what's more worth it and stuff. So I've been all over the fucking place with this video. So I had a dream a few nights ago, maybe 3 or 4 days, something like that. And I had uploaded a video, I guess, because I saw like on my phone like a video I uploaded, and somehow it was like made like $100,000 from all the views or whatever, and I was like, so it must have got a lot of views, and I was like, oh shit, I finally got a good one, I finally made it, or I went viral or some shit. and I was showing somebody, and then when I showed them, I looked back, and it was like at like $120,000 that I made from it. So that was cool. So I was like, oh, maybe something's gonna happen. But just looking back at the quality of this video compared to like the high quality things that just like the nobodies make on YouTube, is like this is like piss poor. It's just like so it's funny, but it's like nothing's gonna come from this. So, but if I keep this up, like if I did this daily for months, there's gonna be a difference. Even if I'm talking the same way and talking about the same boring kind of things, at least interesting to me, there's gonna be a difference in my organization and the production after a few months if I did this every day. And maybe I'll have different ideas of how to expand. Like if I have like a few subscribers or something, which I'm just gonna doubt, like set my expectations low, so don't have to get disappointed or anything. Uh, what was I gonna say? If I have something like that, then I'll have all this foundation of building up my stuff, and I'll kind of be easier to see where I could take it from there. But I guess right now in my life, I'm just trying to produce more things and consume less. It's so weird with the consumption side of things because it's it's almost like everything socially I want, I'm giving like way too much free energy away, I feel like. And I've never really realized it or thought about it or experienced it until I became more in tune with my own energy through cultivating it and my meditation and yeah. Um, and the one interesting thing is like the more I kind of ignorantly give away a lot of free energy that probably isn't worth it, I'm like realizing like I'm kind of like screwing myself over, like selling myself short. And it brings up to me like different paths, beliefs I could choose in my life of like what I want to, which path I want to walk. Like I could walk a path of like, and there's different colors to it. It's not exactly black and white, but it's like I could be very giving with my energy and kind of allow myself to be like put at the bottom of everybody's hierarchies in a way. Um, Opposite of that might be like be very antisocial, and maybe that would be like a wise thing to do because I wouldn't be giving it away. I mean, you'd still have like the bare necessities, of like gotta find a way to get food and shelter and shit like that. Um, and probably some ideal middle ground, of course, where it's like where it's like you really moderate what connections you make with people or groups of people, um, and you're still very giving, but it's like the connections you make are ones that are very in alignment with your goals to not give away like stupidly excess like energy. Like if I want to play a game with some people on my computer, and it's like they want to play the game, and they're probably going to play the game anyway, and it's like they'd probably like like to play the game by themselves more, but they're like willing to play with other people or something. So I could like play with them, but it's like at my own expense because I'm not really needed. Um, Seems kind of vague the way I'm saying it, and kind of like I don't know what I'm talking about. And there's many things that I don't know about, and I have like just a rough understanding of. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to talk about that. Let me see. What else? Is there anything else I want to talk about? This is my longest video I've ever done, so that's cool. Um, Time flew by. It's like I want to do more video stuff, but I have no ideas. I I've been thinking about doing like videos of my exercises, my lift weights, doing videos of like when I'm in the pool, shoot some hoops. I don't know, just thinking outside the box of what I have been doing, even though it's not like game breaking, groundbreaking. Uh, in the pool also like taking a video, just jumping in different ways. Um, I want to get like an easy a better video recorder, video editor, because it'd be nice to have it like real user friendly, streamlined, where I can like click pause and then do something and then start recording again, and it all just kind of like go into one video easily, because I don't really have anything that does that yet. I guess another thing that seems kind of cool to me is kind of like the nature of attention, and it's like when you have a lot of attention from one person, or especially a group of people, like you could get if you have a large following from videos, like it kind of creates an entity that's bigger than you that pulls you into it. And so it's like once you have some followers and kind of thing, it's like it makes it a lot easier to just like come up with things that are going to keep that ball rolling. And it can help you in other parts of your life, like if you have a lot of followers and that ball's going to keep rolling, it's like you're going to need to get food and have shelter for the ball to keep rolling. And the thing is like with this kind of ball, like this ball is kind of like a artificial intelligence thought form, um, kind of like a group thought form, um, and it has positive and negative qualities to it. It's like, man, I'm really getting to a lot of pauses in this video. If anybody watched this entire thing, I'd be so surprised. Um, it's kind of like everything decays over time, right? So it's like it's probably gonna corrupt, and it's gonna be if it's easy for you to just keep going with that ball that's bigger than yourself, like getting sucked up into the light, um, then because of the gravity from it, um, it's gonna it's gonna pull you in directions that might not be best for you as an individual, um, and that's about it. I don't know really what else to talk about. Okay, yeah, this video has gone on way too long. Okay.